everybody. Welcome to another episode of Connect with KB. I'm Kristen Belter, and it is so great to have you tuning in as we talk about business, education, leadership, and all the wonderful things that connect us to each other. I want to welcome to the podcast today Jennifer Paugh. Jennifer is the president of MIAT College of Technology. The college has trained and helped thousands of individuals get the necessary industry-relevant skills, experience, and connections needed to pursue rewarding technical careers. With locations in Michigan and Texas, the MIAT College of Technology has an excellent reputation and strong working relationships with some of the country's top employers to ensure it's preparing a qualified workforce with career opportunities. Welcome, Jennifer. It is so great to have you with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know that you and I are going to have a great conversation today, and we had an opportunity to talk a little bit offline, and I love your energy and passion for what you do. Let's talk about MIAT and the College of Technology. What's the story? Give me the backstory.
Oh, gosh. I mean, this school is just one of those amazingly well-kept secrets in Michigan. I think we are over in the Wayne County area, and we represent a very highly populated area. Been around for 50 plus years. Originally, it was the Michigan Institute of Aviation Technology. And then over the last, decade plus, we've been adding a suite of other skilled trades programs to our portfolio. And so we decided to change the name to MIAT College of Technology so that it could encompass more than just that aviation. But I will tell you, aviation maintenance is our flagship program. It is our largest program by far. We have over 300 students alone in that program, and we graduate out about that many every year. It's pretty fantastic. 50 plus years, very proud history in Michigan. We did open the Texas location about 10 years ago. And honestly, we have been contributing thousands of graduates into the skilled trades for many years. I will have a hard time throughout this entire podcast to not continue to tell you graduate stories because they're just phenomenal. I mean, they're phenomenal individuals, and they've learned so many great things, but then they go out and they do that much more great stuff in the field. And I'm just thrilled to be able to have a chance to highlight that today with our association, with the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan as well. I mean, we're really good partners with them, and happy to highlight those things.
They are a great partner with us too, and they have so many great members, including you guys. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, the opportunity to be in Michigan and Texas. And let's talk first about Michigan, and how did you really kind of decide, or how did Michigan become kind of that focal point for development and now attracting talent?
Well, this location was originally opened, like I said, 50 plus years ago by someone who was an aviation maintenance tech, Lee Kepke, and he passed it on to another aviation guy for many years. It is still very locally owned. We're very proud of our history and our roots inside of the state of Michigan. Michigan has a history of skilled trade support. If you look at the automotive industry, I mean, that's a rich and storied history inside of our state. We're proud to say that what we often say is we train the next generation of those mechanically minded individuals who might not want to get into automotive, who might want to expand their resources or their horizons a little bit more and go into other areas. So, we offer programs, obviously, in aviation maintenance. We're one of just 5 Part 147 FAA approved schools. What that means is the FAA has to approve you to be able to train people how to work on planes. We're only one of 5 in the state of Michigan. And we have hundreds of aerospace industries inside of our state alone. Another well-kept secret that many people don't know. And I think that this is highlighting as well. But we also offer programs in energy, wind power, which is a huge thing that's up and coming. I say up and coming, but man, it's been around for a while, but we're really getting our arms around it as a state.
Is that really the focal point in Texas?
Yes.
Is the wind? Yeah.
Great question. That's 100% true. Energy was originally why we opened the Texas location, because it's such a really rich area in terms of that wind energy and energy in general. But and then gas and, natural resources there too. But we also have HVAC and robotics and a welding program. We offer a portfolio, a suite of programs that are very complementary to each other. But obviously our flagship program remains that aviation. And I should say this partnership that we have with the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan has been instrumental in us continuing to move that platform forward and to elevate the success of these programs. So, we're very proud of this location. It is our larger main campus. Texas is the smaller, but still growing rapidly down there as well.
And you're located in Canton?
Yes, Canton, Michigan, about 15, 20 minutes outside of Detroit International Airport.
You bet. How about the technology? As we kind of experience COVID here, and what kind of opportunities are available for students now? And how is technology changing the industry?
I love that question. To me, that's been our life for almost the last year. Can you believe it? The pandemic has highlighted this need for these shorter term programs. People are realizing what it means to be an essential worker. And essential work is really infrastructure work. It is working on planes. And while we know for a fact that COVID has stopped airline travel, we know that to be true, it has not stopped the need for repairs on even grounded fleets of planes. Those are still requirements by the FAA. So that's something that we're preparing to, we continue to see people hire for that reason. In addition, infrastructure continues to be important with welding. Robotics and manufacturing is a really deep connection there as well. Energy has not seen a decline at all either in terms of the need through the pandemic. So to answer your question most specifically, these technologies support the essential work of our state. And we're very proud providers of that. We were actually, with the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, we work closely with them and understand that we are considered a critical supplier of talent inside of this state as well. Technology has continued to expand. And I will also tell you that groups like the FAA are understanding that with things like a pandemic, you have to become resilient in how you train. We're a very proud hands-on school. We don't apologize for needing to work hands-on, but in an environment where hands-on cannot be the best thing because you have to wipe everything down, there are things that can be done remotely. So the FAA has started to embrace that. They understand that. And they're looking to the thoughts of a hybrid option as a move forward. Can you train and lecture remotely while doing hands-on in person and, continue to split your time that way? I think those are things we continue to look at. But I think also what people are at home doing through this time is understanding I might need to change my career, and I need something that's short term, not a 4-year degree necessarily. Maybe it is a 2-year or less, a certificate program even, could be 9 months long. I need to get into something that's a quick turnaround, and that's what this offers.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I don't know that when you talk about the industry and being so essential, that is there an opportunity for this future for frontliners with your programs? And then let's talk a little bit about the length of the program and what someone would expect if they go in for 24 months and what they potentially can do coming out.
I think that's a great question. And this is where I'm going to get super excited.
Okay, good.
Because this is what I love. I want to start by saying, I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone and I'm learning as I go through this podcast
It's all good.
process. Okay, good. The future for frontliners, we're still figuring out some of the details on all of that. But I will tell you this. We are getting students who are interested in our programs through that program in particular. They're approved for the program. So what we're doing is, even in the interim, we are finding ways to provide a grant that will bridge that for them through our school. In the meantime, that would be a match for the future for frontliners. I would not want someone who's approved for that program to somehow be penalized because we have not yet finished all the details of how that would roll out. So we want to be able to help them as soon as possible. They should contact our school if there's any interest in that, and we'd be happy to assist in that way. There are programs, to answer your question, that are as little as 7-9 months, and there are some that go to 24 months, can last them about 2 years. The certificate programs are typically in the 9-month range, and then the associate's program would be about 2 years. Without a doubt, students are exiting these programs as graduates, getting out, doing critical infrastructure work, doing a variety of things, but honestly making a great return on their investment. I shared with you prior to this, and I don't mind quoting this because it is an actual fact out there. There was an MLive article about 2017, 2018, I believe, that is Googleable. If you'd like to look it up, it is out there floating around. I know. I just made that. That should go into the dictionary somewhere. That highlighted the top 25 schools, I believe, for return on investment for graduates 10 years post-graduation. The only trade college listed in the state of Michigan on that list was MIAT College of Technology. 10 years post-graduation, students are still making a significant amount of money on only a 2-year or less degree. So think about it in terms of what you have to invest in a 4-year degree.
Sure.
it's 2 years. So you're paying less overall. And then not only that, you are getting quicker out into the field and your salary can be significant. I have to highlight one of my recent graduate stories. I'm sorry. Her name is Jennifer Radke, another great Jennifer in the world contributing.
Are they all great?
I know.
All Jennifers are great.
I think we're a coalition of greatness is what it is. Jennifer Radke, she is a graduate from about 20 plus years ago from MIAT, but she was just named the first female chief mechanic for Boeing. First female they've ever had.
Wow.
And that's a big deal. I mean, she's out there making pathways. I had a 19-year-old student stop me the other day, and she was a little bit, and it's funny that I highlight 2 females, but honestly, that's a very small percentage of our population. But the truth is they're doing great things out there too. She stopped me and she had tears in her eyes, and I said, oh my goodness, what's going on? And it was when I actually had seen her on campus. She was doing some hands-on work, and she said, and it was behind her mask, she said, I just got 2 job offers, 19 years old, 2 job offers. And one of them's making $24 an hour, and one's making $25 an hour, but I like the $24 an hour job better. I was like, man, what a problem to have.
Right, exactly.
I mean, take the one you like, you can't go wrong either way. So
how do you recruit then? And I guess it's not recruit necessarily, but market. How do you get the word out? Mm-hmm. Is it something that you worked specifically like in Southeast Michigan in regards to schools and counselors? Or
Oh gosh, that is absolutely true. We love our counselors, our high school counselors in the area. They're fantastic. We do things like a counselor breakfast in a more normal year where they would come to our campus, they'd see our facilities, they'd walk our space. They actually would go to one of our industry partners, Spirit Airlines at DTW. They'd walk the hangar with them. They'd actually be able to look at a plane so they can better counsel students who come to them and ask questions. Maybe they're not a traditional learner, although I hate that word. What is a traditional learner anymore? They always refer to students who do this kind of hands-on work as non-traditional. Rather than saying non-traditional, I like to say the new traditional student.
Yeah,
it's the student who is, using a different part of their brain maybe, and that's okay. We embrace that. But these counselors come, they get to see our school, they get to understand what it is that we offer, and then they get to counsel students who might be interested or not, the traditional learner. I like those non-traditional students. But also, we obviously do some traditional marketing where we do commercials and things of that nature, but we really rely heavily on word of mouth. And our industry partners are out there talking about us. Obviously, the Aerospace Association that we're talking about today as well, they have been a great advocate for us too. Really what I find is that employers who are passionate about filling the pipeline, the talent pipeline at their organization are some of our best pipeline filler. And they recommend us to people, and people come with those recommendations too.
How do you partner then with other industries? I mean, you get out and you talk about aviation, you talk about the Aerospace Industry Association Michigan, but you offer energy as well. And so do you have those strong relationships with the consumers and the DTEs of the world as well? And
Absolutely. I mean, if you go to our website, actually, maybe our Facebook page, we have a sponsorship from DTE. They actually sponsor one of our classrooms. What some of these industry professionals have the opportunity to do is sponsor a classroom at MIAT. What does that do? They get to put their logo up on the wall. They can paint it their colors. They can put pictures on the wall and everything. The reason that's important is they want graduates who are coming out of those industries to say, who would I like to work for? Oh gosh, let me contact DTE. They want to be on the front lines of being a person who a person would consider taking a job from, because that's how critical these positions are and these talent pipelines are needed. So yes, we do have those relationships. We have donations of equipment from companies in the area. You would not believe. I almost would encourage anybody listening, including you as well, come get a tour of my school. It is phenomenal. We have a hangar full of equipment that students work on every day that have been donated. We've purchased obviously quite a bit of it, but some of it has been donated from places like Cummins, DTE, Endeavor Air, Spirit Airlines, my gosh, Delta Airlines, all these different organizations. And then our robotics program, which is newer, we had companies in the Canton area write checks to us just saying, we're so passionate about getting people into this industry. Here's $15,000 that we'd like for you to use in purchasing equipment. Donating robotic arms, donating a conveyor belt. I mean, you name it. We've gotten it from people. That's how passionate they are about these things.
Well, I've always had a big affinity for business and education coming together. And I know Chris Davis, who's one of your team members, who's the Assistant Director of Community Partnerships, and he just does such an outstanding job. I've had an opportunity to work with him through the Michigan Energy Workforce Development Consortium. But when you talk a little bit about Michigan and the aerospace industry and really kind of being the best kept secret, what is it that you think that your talent from MIAT brings?
I think that we First of all, we're located in an area that is underrepresented for Part 147 schools. I shared that with you earlier. What that means is the FAA has approved us as an aviation maintenance training school, but we're only one of 5 in the entire state of Michigan. Our graduates are unique in that we're in the largest, we're a very densely populated area, obviously in the Oakland, Macomb, Wayne counties. That's what we represent over there. But I will tell you that absolutely 100% our graduates coming out the door have relevant hands-on experience. They're learning from people who've been in the industry 40 plus years at times. So when they come out into the field, they not only bring that wealth of experience that they've learned from their teachers, they've had real hands-on experience, sometimes partnering with some of these industries that I'm talking about who come in and do internships or externships with students. Sometimes they come in and just do presentations to our students and help them work on some of the equipment that they offer. I do have to highlight my Spirit Airlines relationship because it's so critical. They installed a multi-million-dollar, it's actually a very expensive piece of equipment at our school, similar to a smart board where students can interact with the Boeing equipment in our facility that they would actually work on if they were working at Spirit Airlines. Wow. And they paid for that installation. That's a big deal. So students coming to my school are getting that interaction on a very molecular level.
Wow. It's amazing to me that you guys are such a hidden gem. Yeah. And it's great to have you on with me and be able to get this word out. Our time went by really quick today, Jennifer.
It did.
I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. My guest today, Jennifer Paugh, president of MIAT College of Technology. I want to thank my episode sponsors, Marketing Resource Group and the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan. I also want to thank my supporting sponsors, Dowding Industries, White Law, Governmental Consultant Services, AF Group, AT&T, and the Loomis Law Firm. You can listen to all my podcasts at connectwithkb.com. Until we connect again, go live your best life. I'm your host, Kristen Belter.